Hi everybody, my name is Shana and today we are going to do an awesome 45-minute strength and conditioning workout. We're going to be using the TRX suspension trainer and the TRX kettlebells. After our warm-up, we're going to use my favorite format of doing 4 progressive sets, 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. Today we're going to progress those sets by adding resistance with the kettlebells. We're going to end with a 6-minute, AMRAP using the kettlebells and the TRX suspension trainer. Remember, AMRAP is as many rounds as possible. That's the big peak, the big challenge of today's workout. And of course, some awesome cool down stretches as well. So guys, let's get this party started with our warm-up. I'm going to have you start with our TRX standing rollout. Straps are at mid-length. You'll be standing facing away from the anchor point in your nice, strong, active plank position. Squeeze your buns really tight, roll those arms out just a bit, and then bring them right back to that starting position. Let's get your body in alignment for the workout today, really setting that strong plank. So are your shoulders away from your ears? Are you squeezing those butt cheeks tight? You've got a piece of coal between the butt cheeks and you're trying to make a diamond by the end of our workout. Not going all the way into Superman. You just want those arms to go out a bit and come back, stopping just before the straps. Rub on your arms. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do our squat row combo. So again, those straps will be at mid-length. I'm gonna have you stand facing the anchor point, lean back just a bit, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart, bend the knees, squat, plank, big row and squeeze behind your shoulder blades, and plank, squat, plank, everything tight, row and plank, alternating between those two. Really focus on bending your knees and getting a nice stretch in your hips. Big squeeze behind your shoulder blades, engaging behind those, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Remember today, your shoulders are ear poison. We don't want them creeping up there. Give me one more good one. Squat, plank, squeeze, and release. Next up, we're gonna do your forward lunge with Y-flies. So straps stay at mid-length, stand facing away from the anchor point, nice strong plank position. Big step forward with your right foot, gently bend the left knee down and press into those handles, alternating sides. Bend the right knee down and press only as low as you can comfortably bend that back knee. And I really want you to press down hard into those handles to feel the core engage. Nice, great stretch with your hips on the backside. And remember, your shoulders are ear poison. Keep them down and back and away from your shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. TRX Single Leg Hip Hinges. We're going to actually see these a little bit later today with a weight, but let's start with warm-up without the weight. Pressing down on those handles, center your right foot to the anchor, hinge forward, get a little bit of a stretch, and come back up. We're moving in and out of that hip hinge, or that warrior 3, if you're familiar with yoga. And keep driving down into those handles. Are your toes pointed straight down toward the floor? Are your hips square, parallel with the floor? 10 seconds left on this side. Notice how as my arms go down, my heel comes up. So I always have a straight line pivoting over my leg. 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet, keep hinging. Nice stretch and return. Keeping your hips square. If you've done workouts with me before, you'll always see me grimace on this left side. My hamstrings are so tight on this side. This warm-up is so valuable to just get those legs moving, get those hips moving. Nice stretch and return. 10 seconds left on this side. And then we'll do some lateral lunges. 3, 2, and 1. Give me a nice wide stance, toes pointed directly forward. Bend the right knee, get a nice stretch. Pull yourself back up and then bend the left knee, shifting the weight side to side. Are your toes pointed directly forward? Is that chest up tall and proud? Are you still keeping your shoulders away from your ears? Give me a few big inhales and exhales as we wake your body up. Get ready for this fairly challenging workout to come here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do your golfer's rotation with chest opener. Hands belly button height. Rotate all the way around. Touch the ceiling. Drop those arms down and up and swing it through the other side. After this, we're gonna do one brief warm-up exercise with the kettlebell, and then we'll get our series started for today. Now, if this feels like it's too much strain on your shoulders, just take a little step back toward the anchor. I'm gonna do one more on each side, swing down. Notice how I'm just pivoting on my feet, not actually moving my feet. All right, grab your lighter kettlebell. I'm gonna do your kettlebell ribbons. So I'm gonna hug the kettlebell under my chin, wrap it around my body, down to my hip. Unhinge the hips open, get a nice stretch through your shoulders. It's like when you wake up in the morning, yawn and stretch, opening up your chest. Again, keeping those shoulders down and back and away from your ears. Big inhales and exhales, waking up the hips, mobilizing the shoulders. 10 seconds left, and then we're gonna get right into some TRX planks. 3, 2, and 1. TRX planks, your straps are at mid-calf length. You'll be ground facing away from the anchor. Remember, you always have the option to take your planks out of the suspension trainer if it feels like your hips are starting to sag. So I'm gonna pop my toes in the foot cradles, and I'll be ground facing away from the anchor point. I'm gonna get my forearms on the ground. Now we're just gonna go for 30, but feel free to set your knees down whenever you need to, especially if those hips start to sag. 2, 1, and press it up and squeeze. I'm finding that nice straight line. I'm making sure my shoulders are directly above my elbows. We don't wanna be rocked forward in that nice straight line. Are your heels pressing back into the handles? Are your calves tight? Are your quads tight? Are your glutes holding on to that piece of coal, making it into a diamond? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently set your knees down. Stretch it out a little bit. We're gonna do the same thing again, and then we'll introduce that kettlebell if you're up for the challenge. Enjoy your rest break right now. We still have 20 seconds to get a little bit of a stretch. And remember, it's so important to not ever, ever, ever let your hips sag down when you're in the suspension trainer. If those hips sag, your back will hurt tomorrow. So if you feel the hips sagging, just stop, reset, and rejoin us. We're going again in 5, 4, 3, really strong, 2, and 1. See if you can squeeze even tighter this time than you did last time. And really drive your heels back into the handles. If you have a different set of suspension trainers where you can't adjust the foot cradles and your feet pop through, just let them pop through. But really drive your heels back. And remember, if your hips are sagging, just sit your knees down, reset, and come back up and join us again. Squeezing really tight, grabbing onto that piece of coal. 3, 2, and 1. All right, you ready for your challenge? We're gonna make this a little less stable by grabbing your kettlebell. And I'm gonna have this kettlebell on the ground, and I'm gonna have you put your hands on the actual bell of the kettlebell. Again, if you don't feel safe doing this, just go back to your regular plank. It's gonna be a little less stable, making it for a little bigger challenge. Going up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it up into that strong active plank. I'm driving my hands down to the kettlebell. I'm still squeezing everything. Squeezing those glutes, grabbing onto that piece of coal, actively pressing my hands down onto the bell, squeezing my quads. And it's okay to take a reset, breath, and come back in. In fact, I encourage that. Tight, 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 pushing down into the bell, pushing down into the foot cradles to keep that height. 2, and 1. Enjoy your 30 seconds. We're gonna keep this kettlebell right here. Option for this time, you can make it even less stable by holding the handle of the kettlebell. Now again, you have to be very safe with this. You need to keep your shoulders directly above the top of the bell. Otherwise, it falls over, and I don't want you to squitch your fingers. Remember, I cannot jump through that camera and help you as much as I would love to. All right, we're going in. 5, 4, start your engines. 2, and 1, pushing down to drive up, squeezing and bracing. And we're gonna see the same position again later on in the workout with some push-ups. And again, it's okay to reset. I always like to do that for just a brief moment to make sure I can keep my nice strong plank. Come back in. We still have 15 seconds left. Pushing down. Are those shoulders directly above your hands? Are you bracing? Are you squeezing? 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you get a 1-minute recovery. Holy cow. Those are tough. We're going to move into your TRX Single Arm Rows. Go ahead and grab a sip of water. Now for this one, you want to focus on what we call a ghost arm or a mirror arm. So the arm that's working, your other arm is still going to be moving with it, even though it's not holding on to the suspension trainer. So let's bring your straps to fully shortened length, all the way up. And I'm going to get this mat out of the way here. I'm going to have you grab one handle in your left hand and just let the other handle hang down. Your right hand will be at your rib cage, eyes up at the anchor, fairly shallow angle. Dig your heels into the floor, eyes up, tummy tight, core braced, your body's as straight as a surfboard. Let's do a practice one. We straighten both arms and bend both elbows. Here we go. Straighten, big squeeze behind the shoulder blades, and drive it up. I'm really pressing my heels down into the floor to help keep my body in that nice straight plank. My ears are still away from my shoulders. Shoulders are ear poison. And my body is as straight as a surfboard, moving in and out of this position. Big squeeze behind those shoulder blades. Actively pressing into the floor. 2, 1. 30 seconds to recover. Think about it. I like to try to keep the same angle on both sides, so I'm not going to move my feet anywhere. But I am going to roll out my shoulders. Now, I know it seems silly to have that other arm moving, but it really actually helps maintain good posture, keep your shoulders square, and activate a few bonus muscle fibers. So let's try that again. We're going in 10 seconds. Let's do a practice one first. My right hand's holding onto the handle, eyes up, bum tight. I'm going to straighten, squeeze behind the shoulder blades, stick the landing. 2, 1. Here we go. Straighten and big squeeze driving up behind those shoulder blades. Straighten, tight, 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 and drive. Bracing here. Both arms straighten, both arms bend. Really actively pressing the heels into the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. All right, now we're going to try adding the kettlebell with this next set. So I'm going to grab my lighter kettlebell in the racked position. I am not going to use this arm as a ghost arm now because I'm holding a kettlebell, but I'm still going to fight keeping my shoulders square. I'll probably have to adjust my angle a little bit. My left hand is holding onto the handle. Right hand has the kettlebell in the racked position. Thumb is close to my chin. Eyes are up, digging my heels into the floor. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the arm, big squeeze, pull it up. A little more resistance here. I'm still keeping the shoulders down and back and actively bracing my core. Keeping this kettlebell up in this racked position. Pressing the heels into the floor. Are you keeping your eyes up to the anchor? Are you avoiding rotation with the extra weight on my right shoulder? My right side is trying to drop out. Don't let it. Body straight and tight. 3, 2, 1. Woo. I'm going to shake out that arm and put the kettlebell in my other hand. So I'm going to grab the handle with my right hand. I'm going to flip my watch around. A little trick so I don't smush it. I'm going to grab my kettlebell in the racked position. Again, right below my chin on the left side. Thumb stays by my chin. My right hand's at my rib cage. My eyes are up, digging my heels into the floor. Strong, straight, active plank. Let's do a practice one. We'll straighten. Big squeeze. Pull it up. Here we go. You'll notice your core engaging even more as you're trying to resist that rotation. The left side of my body wants to fall away, and I have to stay really tight in the middle to keep it from doing that. I'm also working really hard to keep my shoulders out of my ears and to keep them from hunching forward. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get out of that one. You got a minute recovery here. Whew. Nice job. We are going to move into TRX Single Leg Squats. And yes, we're totally adding the kettlebell to these eventually. So we're going to start single arm, single leg squats. So I'm going to have you grab one handle in your left hand, and you're gonna balance on your right foot. You still have about 30 seconds, so catch your breath for a little bit if you need it. You're gonna balance on the right foot, and like an elevator, I'm not falling backwards, I'm just going straight down and up. I'm gonna sink my bum down and come right back up. Now, range of motion is up to you. Some of you might just be able to go here. That's fine, but I wanna make sure you keep your neutral spine. Really press the hips back as you do that single leg squat, not letting that tail tuck under. We're going in 5 seconds. Stand on your right foot, grab the handle in your left hand. 2 and 1, 30 seconds, as low as you safely can go. Just make sure you're not falling backwards. You're going straight down, keeping your weight in your full foot and keeping your knee tracking directly over your middle toes. My eyes are up, and it's okay to use your left hand. Chest stays up. I'm actively pressing my right foot into the ground and taking my time with these exercises. When I'm focusing on strength, I'm not worried about whipping through the reps. Shake it out. We got your other side. So now I'm gonna switch handles to my right hand, and I'm gonna balance on my left foot. In fact, I'm gonna do a different angle for you so you can really see my spine here. So I'm gonna balance on my left foot, hold the handle in my right hand, shoulders down and back. I'm gonna go straight down and up, maintaining this neutral spine. We're going in 10 seconds. You ready, guys? Let's do some single leg squat fun before we add the weight. 3, 2, and 1. So keeping my spine neutral, lower down, drive it up. Notice I'm not tucking the tail. My shoulders are down and back, going as low as you can go without losing this curve right down here. If you have a chance and you can watch yourself in a mirror or even film yourself, or maybe you can see yourself in your computer screen right now, take a look at that low back. You might have to limit your range of motion. That's okay. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's have some fun with this. Now we're gonna add some weight. You knew that was coming. I'm gonna grab my lighter kettlebell, which is still not very light. What is this one? This is a 12 kilogram. I don't personally think that one's very light. That's my lighter one. All right, I'm gonna have you balance on your right foot. Hold the TRX suspension train in your left hand. We're gonna hold the kettlebell in the racked position in your right hand. This is gonna be a little harder, maybe not quite as low. 1, here we go. Lower down and pull, drive back up. Chest is up tall and proud. I'm still using my left arm as I move through this. I'm really keeping my right foot grounded. 10 seconds to go. Perfect posture. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that was fun. One more set of those. We'll shake it out, and let's go to the other side again here. I'll tuck this up so it's not swinging in front of you so much here. All right, you guys ready for this other side? I'm gonna have you balance on your left foot now. Hold the handle in your right hand. Tuck your thumb on that left side. 2 and 1. Here we go. Left side, down and drive. Now with the added load, I'm really focusing on pressing the hips back. Possibly gonna limit my range of motion for some of these. And I'm using that right hand. It's okay to use your right side to pull yourself up. That's the beauty of this. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, we got a 1-minute break. Nice job. All right, grab a quick sip of water, and we're gonna move into our TRX Single Leg Hip Hinge, and then we'll add the kettlebell for those as well. Why not? So the first 2 sets you can almost look at as a little bit of recovery, but focus on form and alignment. My straps will be at mid-length. I'm gonna stand facing the anchor point. I'll balance on my right foot, and I'm going to actively press down into both foot cradles with my right hand. My left hand is just gonna go for a ride because eventually it's gonna be holding onto the kettlebell. Perfect posture. I'm gonna press down. You'll hinge forward, get a bit of a stretch, and come straight back up. We're going in 10 seconds. We'll do 30 seconds on each side, and then we'll add those kettlebells to this. All right, so balance on your right foot. Actively press the right arm down, center the right foot. 2 and 1. My hips are square. I'm hinging forward. Left heel comes up just like in warm-ups, but I want you to be a little more deliberate about this. Probably slightly greater range of motion, and really focus on pressing down with the right hand. That's going to help you keep your stability. Shoulder stays out of my ears. My hips are square with the floor, not opening them up. Pushing down, reaching, squeezing, returning. 2 and 1. Shake it out for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Dun, dun, dun. So push down with your left hand. Shoulders down and back. Tummy tight. We're going in 15 seconds. Enjoy this brief little rest here. I love these hip hinges because they directly correlate to your kettlebell swings that we're going to do later, to your deadlifts. It's such an important move to understand how to do properly. Going in 3, 2, press down, and 1. I'm hinging forward and returning, really driving my left foot down to the ground and really actively pressing my left hand into those foot cradles. Actively driving. The more you push down, the more you feel those abdominal muscles engage. That's the goal. And it helps you with your balance a little bit too. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's add some weight, guys. We have 30 seconds to shake it out and get ready. But now we're going to switch and go back to that single leg hip hinge on your right leg. And you're going to hold your kettlebell and your left hand, foot cradles, both of them, in your right hand. You got it. It's like Twister. Right hand red, left foot blue. All right. Right hand in the foot cradles, right foot grounded, left hand holds the kettlebell. You're going to hinge, get a bit of a stretch, and then pull those pants up. 2 and 1. Here we go. Still actively pressing down with your right hand. Get a stretch forward and drive it up. Now, what I like about these, rather than just a regular single leg Romanian deadlift, is that my core is engaging even more by really pressing down into these foot cradles. I also feel like I can get a touch more range of motion. And of course, my balance feels a little bit better because I'm using the straps. 2, 1 more. Oh, how are those hamstrings doing? A lot of work here. All right, other side. So now I'm going to put my left hand in both foot cradles, press down. I'll be balancing on my left foot, and I'm going to hold the kettlebell in my right hand. We're going in 10 seconds. So press down with the left hand, balance on your left foot, perfect posture. I'll do a demo one. It's going to be a hinge, a little bit of a stretch, and return. Here we go. Now again, I've already told you, I'm much weaker on my left side, much tighter. And as you can tell, I'm finding it more challenging to balance on this side, to really find that stability as I hinge and return. And we're purposely putting the kettlebell on the other side of your body from the leg that's grounded to force your core to engage even more. Nice job. All right, kettlebell push-up time. You got a minute to recover. We're going to set your kettlebells here. Hopefully you have more than one. If you don't, just do regular push-ups. But if you do have 2 kettlebells, try to grab 2 that are fairly similar in size. I'm also going to grab my mat here because there's a good chance I'm going to have to set my knees down during these. Now, just like those planks, it's really important that you keep your body weight directly above your hands. You don't want to shift side to side, forward or back, because that'll cause your kettlebell to roll. You're going to get in that nice, strong plank position and lower down. You want your shoulders to stop just above your hands. You don't need to go lower than your hands just because those kettlebells are elevated. All right, we're going in 10 seconds. Are you ready for this? I don't know if I am. Knees is always a good option. 3, 2, and 1. Strong plank, buns tight, lower down, brace, drive it off the bottom. Are you holding on to that piece of coal between your butt cheeks? It should be almost a diamond now. Actively driving into both hands, bracing, squeezing. The more you press down on those kettlebells, the more stable they're going to be. Tight, tight, tight. 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. Nice, shake it out. That was our first set. Remember how many we have? 4 of them. Don't worry though, I'm not gonna try to make these progressively harder. Simply doing 4 sets of these push-ups will be plenty hard enough. We're going in 15 seconds, guys. Swing it out. Get ready. Remember, setting your knees down on the ground is always an option. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's do this. Strong plank, down and up. Squeezing the buns. Is your body as straight as a surfboard? Are your eyes out ahead of you slightly? How's that space between your ears and your shoulders? You're not losing it, are you? And remember, you're moving your body down and up is one straight piece. Not chicken pecking that neck, that's cheating. Just a few more reps here. 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it back. Now there is a super advanced option if you want to try to do it. I'm not going there today, but you can put your feet in the foot cradles. Your straps would be at mid-calf length and you can do your TRX push-ups with your hands on the kettlebells. I'm gonna stick with this version, but if you're really feeling like challenging yourself today, you can give that a shot. We're going in 10 seconds, guys. Kettlebell push-ups again, third set of 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping it tight, down, and drive. I'm holding that lottery ticket. My eyes are out in front of me. Bracing my core, tickle tummy abs. The tighter you are, the easier it is to move your body as one straight 4x4, down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds off. Woo. And we have one more set of these. Swing out your arms, give it a little break. That's the beauty of the 30 seconds of rest. At first, it may seem like a long time, but when we're trying to build strength and we're really loading heavy loads to your body, you need at least 30 seconds to recover between these sets. All right, we're going in 5. Last time. 3, 2, and 1. One more round of push-ups. And again, you know your options. You can set those knees down. You can do regular push-ups on the ground. You can even do a TRX chest press. I gotta focus on this though so my kettlebells don't get wobbly. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You survived. Nice job. All right. I believe we only have one more 4-setter before we go into our AMRAP today. We're going to do a TRX Abducted Lunge, and then eventually we're going to add that kettlebell to it. So, get my mat out of the way here. Our straps are going to be at mid-calf length. We'll be standing sideways to your suspension trainer. Grab both handles with my left hand. I'm going to point my left toe, pop it through both foot cradles. You want to make sure you're slightly to the side of your suspension trainer, of your anchor, so your straps are slightly at an angle. My right toes are pointed forward, my chest is up tall. I'm going to bend my right knee, hinge the hips back, rotate over the right knee, and come back. So let's get into position if you're not there, because we're going in 5, 3, 2, and 1. My right toe is forward. I'm going to lower down, press the hips back, rotate, but keep the knees tracking forward, and come back up. You feel that stretch in your inner thighs? Making sure you're keeping the right knee tracking forward, really pressing the right hip forward as you stand up. Shoulders up tall and proud. And when I come down again, I'm coming down like an elevator, bending from the knee, not taking a bow, but bending. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. You know what? I'm going to show you my good side. I'm going to turn around. So I'm going to pop my other toe into the foot cradles. And you can see what it looks like from the back. How about that? I'll angle this way just a touch here. So I'm going to pop my right toes into those foot cradles. Standing sideways to the anchor, my left toes are pointed directly forward. Perfect posture, shoulders down and back in my back pocket. I'm actively pressing my right toes down. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Sinking my left bum back, extend the arms, rotate, hey, over that left shoulder, and come back up. Now, I'm not going as low as I'd love to because I feel myself hinging forward. And when you start to feel this, that's no longer a lunge, that's a hinge, and we already did those today. I want you to sink the hips back as you lunge down and really press back up to the top. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna add some resistance with those kettlebells. If you're still working on your form and feeling kind of comfortable with this, you can stick with it, not with the kettlebells. Otherwise, I'm gonna grab my lighter kettlebell for this one and get into position, standing sideways, pop my left toe into those foot cradles, and I'm gonna hold the kettlebell under my chin in that racked position, that goblet squat position. I'm really pressing down with my inside foot. My right toes are pointed forward or going in. 3, 2, and 1. Sinking the hips back. I'm gonna rotate, oh yeah, and drive it up, making sure your knee tracks forward. You'll really feel that in your right hip. I'm lowering down, rotate, loading, driving it right back up. 10 seconds to go here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! I'm gonna pop that toe out and turn it around again. Option if you want to make that more challenging, let's say you only have a really light kettlebell, is when I lower down, I can extend the kettlebell and rotate away from my body too. I'm not doing that with my 12 kg here. I'm gonna pop my right toe in, standing sideways, grab that kettlebell. Chest is up tall and proud. Here we go, lower down, rotate, up, and return. As low as you can safely drop those hips. Nice big rotation. I'm pushing down with my right foot to help maintain stability. But you're also working on your range of motion with those hips. And you made it. Oh, come on out of there. All right, we got a little bit of time to set up your AMRAP for today. So grab a quick sip of water, and then we'll set up those exercises. You have 3 exercises, but kind of 4 different sets here. Now remember, an AMRAP is as many rounds as possible. So you're gonna go through these 4 sets, and then just start over again, and again, and again. You do not need to stay with me. I'm gonna repeat that. You do not need to go at the same pace I'm going. Some of you are gonna be faster, some of you are gonna be slower, and that's totally okay. All right, first exercise, kettlebell thread the needle lunges. Either kettlebell, I'm gonna grab my slightly lighter one. I'm going to have you step back with your right leg and you'll thread the needle onto your front leg. Now it's in a different hand. Step back with the other leg, thread the needle. The trick to that is keeping your torso tall and proud, not letting your shoulders drop forward. That's really important. If you feel like you're hunching forward, that means you're not going low enough in your lunge and you might need to ditch the weight. Second exercise, kettlebell single arm swing, 10 on each side. So I go thumbs down, thumbs up. I'm hinging at my hips, making sure your back stays flat. Just like those hip hinges we did earlier, but now you're swinging. And then I'll do 10 on the other side. Then I'll move to my TRX suspension trainer and do my 10 low rows. My straps are fully shortened. Now I expect these to be pretty low since you're only doing 10 of them. So I'm gonna get down under that anchor point and 10 pulls. And then you'll start over again with those thread the needle lunges and keep cycling through for 6 minutes. Again, you don't have to stay with me, but I'm gonna do this with you. See if you can beat me, maybe. 3, 2, and 1. My thread the needle lunges are first. I'm doing 10 of them. Keeping the knee tracking forward. Chest is up tall and proud. Straight down, straight up, like an elevator, not an escalator. And then I'm gonna go into my single arm kettlebell swings. 10 on each side. Nice flat back, drive the hips up. Popping them forward. I'm gonna switch on top and do 10 on this side. Lots of work back here. Half swing to slow it down. I'm going onto my TRX Low Rows. Straps are fully shortened. Stand facing the anchor, 10 of these. Whew. How's your plank, everybody? All right, I'm going back into those thread the needles. You might already be there. Remember though, speed is fun. You need to have that quality of movement first. That's why I'm taking a second to breathe. All right, 10 of everything. Lunges, single arm swings, low rows. We're 2 minutes down. 4 to go. All right, into those single arm swings. Big hip hop with the swings. Really squeezing the buns on top. Still setting that plank. That plank is there in all 4 of these exercises. Neutral spine, just like those hip hinges and squats. After my single arm swings, I take a second before I set it down and go to my low rows. Ooh. The steeper you are, the harder this is. We're over halfway done, guys. I'm going back to my step back, thread the needles. Are you 2 rounds in? I just finished my second round. Whew. Some of this is pretty mean after all that strength stuff. But the good news is the end is in sight. After this is just our cool down. Tight, tight, tight. This is where you're blasting music right now, right? We have 2 minutes left. You can do anything for 2 minutes. Focus on form. If you're tired, take a break. That's the cool part about AMRAP, is you're in charge of where those rest breaks land. You're only competing with yourself. All right, I'm going to my low rows. Let's see if I can get a whole other round in. I don't know if I can. Whew. See what I did there? All right, we have just over a minute left. See how much you can get in. I've got my 3 rounds in. Let's see if I can get to 4. Focus on form. Slow it down if you have to. Lots of power on the swings. Almost done. What can you get in for these last 30 seconds? Ah, 15 seconds left. I don't know if I'm gonna finish. 10 rows. Oh, 10 seconds. Oh, I was so close. I almost got my 4th round in. How many rounds did you get? Hopefully a little more than I did. If not, the cool thing about those AMRAPs is when you come back and repeat this workout, which I hope you do, you're gonna try to get a little bit more, maybe not even a full another round, but even just a few extra reps compared to what you did the last time. I'm gonna grab a quick sip of water and let's do some stretches to finish this thing off here today. I'm gonna get my mat back. If you're on a soft floor, you won't need one. And we're gonna start ground facing your suspension trainer. We'll be doing your TRX child's pose, so let's bring your straps to mid-calf length. Zoop. And kneel facing your anchor point. This one feels so good. Fingers in the foot cradles. Kind of nestle your bum back into your heels. Breathe in. Breathe out, hinge forward. Your ears are lined up with your biceps. Pressing down on those foot cradles and just breathe. You can stretch over to the right just a little bit. Stretch over to the left. Really lengthen those arms. Feeling those lats from those loaded single arm TRX rows. Those are tough. And relax your head. Give me an inhale. Exhale, slowly roll that up. We're gonna do your kneeling quad stretch. Same position, but I'm gonna have you move back so that you start with your arms almost all the way out in front of you. You'll sink your hips back into your heels. Inhale, exhale, squeeze your buns, and then press your hips up. The trick to this is I'm squeezing my buns and driving my hips forward so I feel a stretch through my hip flexors and down through my quads. I'm leaning back a bit, but it shouldn't be too steep. If it is, just move back even more. Because I'm really just focusing on this hip pressing forward, and I'm using the handles to kind of engage behind my shoulder blades for proper posture. Inhale, sink the hips down. Exhale, press it back up again. Really driving forward. It should feel really good. Oh. After all those single leg squats and those lunges. Good, slowly come on up and out of there. I'm gonna do your half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So keep the straps at mid-calf length. I'm gonna have you stand facing away from the anchor. Arms out in front of you in your Frankenstein position. Step your right foot forward, gently set your left knee on the ground, and actively drive that hip forward. So I'm getting a really nice stretch through the hip flexors on my left side. Now I'm gonna drop my right arm down, and eyes follow that right hand. This is such a valuable stretch. Again, shoulders are ear poison, pressing the hands apart. We're stretching out the whole front side of your body, opening up your chest, opening up those hip flexors. Inhales and exhales. Bring both arms up, switch feet. Set your right knee down, bring your left one forward, squeeze your right bum, drive those hips forward. Then drop the left arm down by your side. Drive those hands up, shoulders down, chest is open. Every time you breathe out, those shoulders fall away from your ears a little more. Really squeeze your right bum, driving the hips forward. And slowly come on up. Finally, we're gonna do your TRX chest and torso stretch. I'll move that out of the way a little bit here. So you can leave your straps at mid-calf length. I'm gonna have you stand facing away from the anchor point. Walk it forward so your arms are in a T. Step one foot forward, shoulders down and back. Keep your chest open, tall and proud. Press those hands apart. Give me some big inhales and exhales. Now move back just a touch. We can drop your right arm down, reach your left arm up and over. A little bit of a side bend. And then the other side, drop the left arm down, reach the right arm up and over, keeping tension on both handles and on the straps. Finally, step your feet together, forward fold, take a bow. Just hang for a moment. Feel those hamstrings stretch. We use those a lot during all that hip hinging. And come on up, give yourself a hand. Well, that was a super challenging 45 minutes. What I'd like you to do is try to repeat this workout sometime either this week or next week, because now you kind of got the feel of it. You know how to do the movements in the straps. Hopefully you felt what it feels like to add the weight. Next time around, you'll be able to have a better idea of what weight to select, and you can try to beat that AMRAP. Nice job today, everybody. I can't wait to see you soon with another TRX workout.